r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. What's a parenting hack that sounds ridiculous, but actually works? I bought my daughter strawberry shortcake underwear before she was completely potty trained and told her it was too bad she couldn't wear them, but they were only for big kids who use the potty. Within a few days, she was wearing them with no accidents. When I was potting training my daughter, she was pretty good about going to the toilet to pee and wore underwear most of the day. However, when she needed to poop, she asked for a pull-up and would find a quiet place and poop. She was afraid to poop on the toilet. One day she asked for a pull-up and I could tell that she really had to go. I pretend I couldn't find any pull-ups and told her to sit on the toilet while I ran upstairs and looked for one. When I came back downstairs, she had pooped on the toilet and never had a problem after that. My mother told me that when I was being potty trained, I apparently found it disgusting to poop in the toilet and just refused to poop. So she sat me down and gave me a bubble wand. I couldn't blow bubbles into the tub without also releasing my shit. When your toddler falls down and they aren't truly hurt, they will often look at you to determine how to feel. If you look concerned and rush to them, they will cry. If you smile, they will 90% of the time smile, giggle, and start to play again. Only try this if they look to you to see what to do. If they are bleeding, crying, or for sure injured, rush over and take care of them right away. This is only for small falls. I don't like broccoli. Me. It was grown in Arendelle. This is actually good. My kids respond very well to a timer. They turn it into a game and race to finish first. Okay kids, I'm setting a 3-minute timer to get your PJs on and brush your teeth. Ready, set, go. I don't want a ponytail. But it's picture day. And your hair gets in your face. No. Okay. How about a kitty cat? Knowing she doesn't know what that means. Yeah, I want what that is. Proceeds to do a ponytail. Both happy. Read to your child every day at a minimum, preferably multiple times a day, until they are old enough to read, and then read to each other out loud. Amazing stuff, highly recommended. I remember this being a thing me and my father did. If they are being obstinate, lean into it and make it silly so their mood shifts. Example, I don't want to brush my hair. What do you think would happen if you never brushed your hair? It would get so tangled, and then a bird would move in. How many eggs would it lay in your hair? 5 million, and then hopefully giggles. 5 million eggs? That's too many. We'd better brush away that bird's nest before you end up covered in bad poop. There's a book, How to Talk, So Little Kids Will Listen, that's full of these little hacks. Ease transitions with a 5-minute wrap up and frame the transition as a new beginning instead of an end. Hey kids, in 5 minutes we are leaving the playground so that we can have pizza for lunch is way more appealing than we have to go now, blah, because you're easing into something new and exciting. Kids not eating well. Feed them the healthy snacks when you go places. I swear they are always hungry when they leave the house. If you have a cooler with only fruits and veggies, that's what they'll eat. Not a parent, but I've heard that putting generic Disney or Spider-Man etc. stickers on food containers is pretty effective at tricking young kids into thinking it's branded by that franchise. So you don't have to pay a markup on frozen brand yogurt or whatever. I save an empty box of Kraft mac and cheese, which serves a prop to trick my progeny into eating homemade mac. I don't want your yucky macaroni. I want the real Kraft kind. Look, here's a box. This is delicious. Basically anything store-bought, processed, and full of additives is great. Anything homemade and remotely healthy is terrible. Make screen passwords important phone numbers. Kids will learn them very quickly if it lets them unlock the iPad. Give them false choices, where you are happy with either choice, and they both meet your actual goal. It gives them a sense of agency. Would you rather brush your teeth first, or change into your jammies first? We have to head home in a few minutes. Would you rather start getting your shoes on, or do you want to find them now, and you can carry them, while I carry you to the car? Etc. Thought it was ridiculous when I first heard this in a parenting class. With my two kiddos, it worked exceptionally well. Let kids struggle with puzzles or tasks. Productive struggle can build resilience. For my boys when little until about 4, I made pink chicken. Well, the package said salmon, but whatever. At about 4.5, I remade it and called it salmon, and they thought it was great. About 10 or 12, the oldest was off all fish, so we had a good run. Pink chicken is hilarious because it sounds horrible, like, here kids, it's raw chicken. And they are like, yay. I was horrified by any reference to the animal. My parents called chicken fowl, lamb mutton, and fish seafowl. I happily ate all three. Also, I drank milk when it was called white wine and served in an old wine glass, which is a little concerning to me in hindsight. I was a 4-year-old wino. Use scissors to cut their food up into smaller pieces. So much faster. As a reminder, pull apart scissors are way easier to clean and much more sanitary than your normal office scissors. Whenever mine bumps his elbow, stubs a toe, etc., I'll ask if he wants me to put a spare one on. When he says yes, I tell him to close his eyes. I gently squeeze his arm, leg, or whatever part I'm replacing, make a click noise, and gently squeeze, and make another click noise when I put the new one on. 9 out of 10 times, it immediately feels better. Telling the kids that you can tell when they are asleep because they snore. After that sinks in, when they fake sleeping, they snore. In the same vein, I told my kid, your forehead glows when you lie. They converted their forehead before they lied to me for years. Or I'd raise an eyebrow and they'd ask, is my forehead glowing? I tell my kid he shrinks an inch every time he lies, and now he stands on his tippy toes when he fibs. When my kids were little and wouldn't eat the food me and my wife cooked, my wife and I would act like we were going to eat it and then ask them to hold it while we did something. 9 out of 10 times they'd eat it. They'd love it more if we were like, hey, you ate my food, and they'd laugh and run away. Joke's on you. You fell into my trap. That's all, folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening. Tell your friends about me.